Hi all, I'm Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network Forum. Today is Tuesday, August 13th, 2019, and you're watching WGAN-TV live at 5. All this week, Capture Training Week. Capture Training Week. Super excited, got another great show for you today. Stephen, good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. Our guest today is Captured Chief Operating Officer and co-founder Steve Kunis. Steve, we had a great show yesterday. You gave us a terrific overview of Captured. I made a list because you have like a Swiss Army knife solution that I didn't want to forget one of the knives, forks, or spoons. But in day one of this week's training on Captured, you went over Captured Overlay, also known as a skin, Captured one-page website, Captured 2D schematic floor plans and site plans, for photo editing available within the content management system, Captured booking and scheduling, Captured post-production, including editing the highlights reel, analytics, and we didn't touch on social media, but that's actually another piece that Captured has some features on. So for you all tuning in, if you want to get a really good overview, a deep overview from not the photographer's perspective, but the person who's buying the house or the person that's looking at the content on a website in an MLS listing, Stephen, I thought you just did a super job in the overview yesterday.
Thank you. Likewise.
Terrific. So in today's show, tell us a little bit about what you'd like to cover for in Captured Training Week.
Yeah, absolutely. So like you mentioned, yesterday was more focused on what the end user is going to be receiving and what they're going to be seeing. Today, we're going to focus a little bit more on how that content's created and more precisely the virtual tour overlay and the one-page websites. So I'm going to take you into the back end of Captured so you can see the dashboard and everything that we've created back there. See how the different options and settings and features come together. And then at the end, we're actually going to create a virtual tour and a one-page website from start to finish, just to show you how easy it is.
Cool. I'm ready. Shall
we jump in?
Yep.
I'm just going to share my screen. 1 second. Alrighty, so what you're looking at here is the Captured dashboard as it's known. So starting from left to right, down the side here, we've got the dashboard. So what we're looking at here is all of the properties that we've created. So we've got the address, the date that it was created on, and the client. We'll go into an actual property in a moment, but I wanted to quickly run down all of these features that we're seeing down here on the left-hand side. So secondly, we've got our calendar. So this is all of our upcoming bookings as this loads, and I apologize if it takes a second. So you can see that there's some bookings coming up this week on Friday and Saturday. It's got the technician who's involved and all of the details around it. If there's multiple technicians, each technician has their own color as well, so it's easily identify who's booked at what dates. The next section here is the analytics. And we're going to be doing a deep dive on analytics on Friday, so I won't go too far into this, but I will just show you the dashboard. So this combines all of the data from all of your properties within Captured, something that we think is quite unique. So we can also define it by client or even the state or region at which you're in. So this is just for the past month. You can see the day views across all of the 3D tours on this account. There are quite a lot in this system here. This is just our main account. The breakdown of where these are being reached from, the total users, and the average time. And then you've got a summary at the bottom here of the top performing 3D tours in this account. As you can see, there's some pretty high performing properties here for charity houses and a few other things like that. As we continue down this line here, our clients make up a big part of the branding of the platform. So every client name has an associated logo and branding bar with it. And as we mentioned yesterday, and we'll go through again today, these are the virtual tour overlay brandings at the top and in the one-page websites as well. The contacts, we'll go into this a little bit further today around creating a contact. This is usually the realtor and has their contact details within the virtual tour overlay and the one-page website. Just a nice storage system for that. The floor plan templates, we'll be diving into this deeper tomorrow, Dan, when we're talking about the floor plan side of things, but this is where all of the floor plans sit, and you can easily create a new template by uploading a design that you may have, or using one of the ones that we've already got in the system. And the last couple here is just VR cardboards. It's just a nice to have, and also the support side there. Sorry, Dan, I can't quite hear you. I'm not sure.
Sorry, yeah, you can hear me now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So Stephen, if you could, before you dive in to show us how to create a skin or an overlay, is if you could show us on the front end so we can kind of see the cake's already baked, and then maybe you'll show us how you actually bake the cake.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just jumping into our demonstration account here, and these are a couple of the demos that we had yesterday. So we'll start with the real estate example. So each property has its own internal dashboard here as well. So what you're looking at on the left, on the right-hand side is the virtual tour. And as you can see, it's got its unique URL. It says your company here. So obviously your company would go there. And then the rest of the URL is a vanity URL with the client name and the property address. We've got the multiple tours in this section as well, or the deep links in this instance, which we're talking about. But like you mentioned, I'll quickly jump in and show you as I'm going through this. So I'll just open this up. So you can see at the top here, the vanity URL sits quite nicely. And we've also got the fav icon. We've just got a Remax icon in there as well. Hopefully you can see that on your side.
Yes.
And then in the top right-hand corner, I'm not sure if our faces are blocking it, but there is a logo in the top right-hand corner. We've got the video playing in the bottom right-hand corner, and that will continue to play as I move through the space. That's the into a video. I'll just pause that. And we've got the navigation bar on the left-hand side. This stores all of the deep links that we've processed in there, so I can jump to the kitchen if I'd like. It also has the map integrated into it, so I can easily see where the property is located, around what spaces as well. If I jump back into the virtual tour. The last part on this is we've got the agent details. So this one is Alex Hitch with their call on email. So always available as a lead generation. And then at the bottom here, this is the photographer's or the technician's logo. So there's always a brand presence for the technician as well. And the last part here that I'll quickly showcase, which we did showcase yesterday, is the measurement tool. So being able to just quickly measure any item in the front end, and that can go to feet as well. I can just measure down the way. So this is the final product with the majority of the features turned on, what we're looking at right here. So if I quickly just jump back into the property page, all of those deep links that we're showing you are all sitting in this space here that are easily added at the click of a button. So being able to add additional spaces is quite easy. The next part which we're showing is the branding. So that branding bar was across the top. You can choose across the top, the bottom, or no branding at all. And then the map and measurement tools can easily be toggled on and off. That integrated video that was sitting in that bottom right-hand corner, that was simply a YouTube video. And I've selected it as a mini video, and we'll create one in, as we go, but it'll be a full screen video as well as an option, and not at all. We briefly touched on it yesterday, but I think this provides a better overview when you're finally seeing it. These are the URL parameters created by Matterport. So easily being able to toggle on and off. And these don't affect the URL either. So we're not adding a cumbersome URL or creating a larger space to have to remember to copy and paste. Just easily turning these items on and off will create those, will toggle, sorry, those URL parameters. Everything from the virtual reality button to the highlight reel.
If you could stay on that page just a little longer, if you could go down to the bottom left there, languages. What I see English. Speak to me about other languages.
So this is just the URL from Matterport, so you'd be able to change the languages within the tour itself. So this is usually the help navigation and also any of the text and titles that are provided by Matterport. So you can easily change these, and these are the languages that are provided by them themselves.
Gracias.
Nada.
Arigato gozaimasu. Merci. Thank you.
Not a problem. And these are always updated as well. So Matterport are updating their URL parameters every so often, and this is constantly updated with that as well. And the last part here with the virtual tour, something that we didn't talk about yesterday, but is actually quite a unique feature, we just didn't get a chance to, is the password protect. So I'm going to just quickly put a password protect on this, a very difficult password and username to remember there. So once I confirm this, if I go back to the link and I click it, this time when it opens, sorry, I was meant to save that password protect. Let's turn that on and confirm with the username and password. It could be because I've cached it as well. All right, beautiful. No, it's not going to work for me because I have cached the actual property. We'll show it in.
I imagine you're the admin on the account, and therefore, perhaps if I'd say share it in an incognito screen, but I don't think you can share that through our TV experience.
What I'll do is, I think it's because I've already did it with that password. So if I changed it and I have saved it, like you mentioned, it should work now. There we go. So you can see how that pops up. So it saved it against my account in that instance because I was the admin, as Dan correctly stated. I'm just putting in the password and username, and then into the virtual tool we go.
Yeah, that's a terrific feature, and that's often asked for. I know we have many members of the We Get Around network community that are shooting $5 million listings. The listing never shows up in MLS. The agent is only sending the Matterport 3D tour to other agents or potential clients directly. And they really do want to have it password protected. It's not meant to be viewed or shared by anyone else.
Yeah, it's a nice little add-on for sensitive properties across the board. Absolutely.
Great. Cool feature.
Thank you. And I'll just make sure to turn that off just in case someone needed access. Beautiful. So that was a really brief run through of the different options within the virtual tour overlay. And as we scroll down in this page, I'll give you some more context. On the left-hand side, here's all the property information. So the address, the client. It's also got all of the information for the one-page website in here. So the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the price, and the property description.
And on the right, you went a little bit fast for me. Let's talk in a little bit greater detail about multiple tours and what that experience is like for the end user.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two ways of creating the multiple tour section. If there was two properties on the same block, which can happen quite often, or if it's an apartment complex where you've got multiple apartments that you're trying to sell, you can have multiple 3D tours sitting within the same URL. So I'll show this quickly by just sharing this URL, and we'll do it in a second as well. So you can see here, this property has deep links to the kitchen. And I assume that everyone is well versed in how to create a deep link just by pressing U in the tour itself. And it shows up with the same tour heading. So we know that that's the exact same tour. If I was to add another property, so new tour, wrong one. There we go. It pops up with a new image to show that there is a new property there. As I click save, and if I refresh my virtual tour, that property will now pop up in the bottom of this navigation bar here. So as we can see, as I click on that, we're taking into the new property itself.
So that is very interesting. If you just open that bar, expand that. Yeah. So this can either be additional Matterport 3D tours all seamlessly integrated into one property website, or using the deep link within one Matterport space to be able to have that highlighted on the left side so that you can quickly go to the kitchen, the living room, the den, etc.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm just creating a quick deep link here so you can see the differences there. So we just added a new tour. And if I was to add the new tour, deep link, just as easy as that. If I was to refresh that, again, it pops up straight away in our navigation bar. So I've got the new tour and the new tour deep link.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Did you have any other questions on the virtual tour overlay before I moved on?
No, thank you.
So the next one down here is the floor plans, and we will be going through that tomorrow. So I'll leave that for now, but essentially that content gets pulled into the one-page website, which is sitting just below it here. And this is what
I did have a question just on the floor plan. So that's floor plans that are ordered through Capture.
You can order them through us, or you can upload them to our platform.
Great. So we'll go into greater detail on that tomorrow.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, great.
And then we have the one-page website module here, choosing between branding and no branding. No branding is the MLS approved side. And if we drop down on the options, we have the various templates that we were going through yesterday. So the virtual tour at the bottom, the virtual tour at the top, and the industrial one-page website. We'll start with the demo on the virtual tour at the bottom. And to just point out the vanity URL here as well. So your company would always start at the front, and then the client, and then the address. The only difference between the one-page website and the virtual tour overlay is that the one-page website says page in the URL, and the virtual tour says view. Besides that, there's a lot of consistencies around that, and we did that on purpose to have a branding consistency when you're providing these to your clients. And just at the bottom, before I jump into the one-page website, all of these photos that have been pulled in from the Matterport tour or uploaded by the user himself has all been stored in here as well. And again, we will be going through this tomorrow, but it's just good to note that this content is all being pulled into the one-page website.
So I just add to that. I know we're going to go do a deep dive on that piece tomorrow, but the Matterport service provider has the option of asking Captured to pull snapshots from the Matterport 3D tour, creating a highlights reel from the 3D tour, uploading DSLR taken photos, and then an option of ordering photo retouching either of the DSLR photos or the Matterport snapshots, or both, that you talked about somewhat at length in day one, but we'll actually do a deep dive on photo ordering in show 3 on Wednesday, August 14th, 2019.
Yep, absolutely. So I'll just jump into the one-page website. This is the example, excuse me, with the virtual tour at the bottom. So you're seeing here at the top, your logo here, example. So this is just our templated page. The photos that we're seeing up here, which I'll quickly go through, are the highlight reel photos that have been created from the Matterport tour, and we've extracted and brought them into Captured. And in this photo reel as well, you can also host a video. I'll just go back towards that because it's easier for me to get to. So you can have a video playing on the top as well. I'll play that through. As we scroll down, you'll see the information that was in the information bar on the left-hand side. So the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the price, the square footage, and the property information. And this can be as long or as short as you would like it to be. We have the floor plan right here as well with the magnifying tool to be able to see certain things. And if I do click on the plan, it does enlarge it. So you can have a much bigger view of the property, and also being able to save that as well is quite easy. And at the bottom of the floor plan, we've got the total square meters. In this instance, it is an Australian property, but obviously we can provide that in imperial, so in feet. And our disclaimer, we've also got the map And right at the bottom, we've got the virtual tour with the logo in the right-hand corner and everything we were just going through there before. So it's the same embedded tool with the measurement tool, the navigation bar, the local presence. The only difference in here is we don't have the the realtor's details hidden in the navigation bar anymore. We've brought it out to be its own piece at the bottom here. So it's nice, clear and present on the one-page website to easily call, that number being available, or emailing, which creates that pop-up right there. And being able to see their details.
So in the captured content management system, how did you end up getting the video within the photo hero images?
Up here. So underneath the photos section here, the last part that we've got is the video section. So by uploading a video, whether it's a video that you've created that's a raw or a YouTube or Vimeo link, you can easily just upload that into the system.
So either an MP4 file or a YouTube link or a Vimeo link.
That's correct.
Okay.
And that video will be stored for the one-page website to be showcased in that photo highlight reel.
So will the video automatically then be inserted in the highlight reel?
That's correct.
And it'll also show up embedded in the tour.
Yes, for the embedded tour video, you can have the same video, but you need to embed that in the video section in the virtual tour, just because it's created slightly differently. Because this is where you.
So this is the opportunity to have two different videos within the one-page website or within the skinned or overlay view, depending on which word you like. And this top part is adding the video as an insert within the, or I should say, as an overlay of the Matterport 3D tour. And then the video in the bottom on the content management system, that's to add the video to the
one-page
photos.
website. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
That is
great.
So that is that. I'll put that one down. So that's the space in terms of the content. I'm quickly just going to go back just to show one other example.
Did you want to show how to add an agent?
Yeah, well, I was going to create the whole process and then add the agent within that. Or would you like me to just show
Awesome.
the agent?
No, that'd be great. Super.
So to start creating any content on Captured, it's as simple as clicking the new button, which is up here in the top right-hand corner. For today, we're going to be creating a virtual tour. And with every virtual tour, you get the free one-page website, booking and scheduling system, and everything that comes with it that we were just showing. So quite simply, you're putting in the address. This helps with the map locations where they're always popping up. And the property name here is automatically populated, but we can change this to say whatever we like. So if it was a hotel suite or whatever it may be, I'm just going to change it for today's purposes so we know which one we're working on. And then we've got the branding. So this is your client's branding. You can select from previous brandings that are available, or we can create one quite quickly. So I'm going to create one here as an example piece. I've saved a Remax logo just for efficiencies. Yeah, so logos and then the Remax logo. So you'll see as I pull in this logo, it's going to give me an options of what I would like this branding bar to be. So it's picking up the different colors in the logo itself. So I can choose it to be red, but it's probably not going to make too much sense because it's got that white background. So the obvious answer here is the white background with the Remax text. I'm then just choosing the branding position that I'd like. So this is for the virtual tour overlay, so the top or the bottom, and then this can be changed afterwards as well, but this is just the default. And then any floor plan style that is associated with that customer. So these are all the templates that we've got saved in this account. So I'm just choosing the one that is required for that customer. And then also adding their website. So if I just quickly grab the bar's in the way, give me a quick second. The Remax website, make sure that that's correct. Fantastic. And then easily just pasting that in there. And that's as easy as it is to create a client.
Cool.
My branding error. Primary branding has already been taken. I think it's because I've already created this client. So I'll just change this to, that's what happens when you prepare. All right. We will use this one. The name is taken. All right. So for some reason, it didn't want to let me take it for whatever reason, but we'll just use the branding that was available there.
Okay.
The next part is really simply just bringing in your Matterport tour. So this is the one that we're working with. This is obviously the workshop mode of Matterport. Just grabbing the shared link and making sure that it is unlocked as well is the most important part. Brings in the image so you know that you're pulling in the right property, and it's all ticks and all good to go on this side of things. As we scroll down, these are all the different options that you can order with the tour, which we're going to be leaving out for today. So the floor plan, the post-production, both of which we'll go through tomorrow, and the one-page website, which is automatically included in the space itself. So as I click confirm, just like that, the 3D tour has been completed and branded. So if I click on this URL, it's going to bring in that.
Save it? I wasn't sure if you saved it.
So it automatically creates it as soon as I click the order button at the bottom.
I guess I don't see that, but did you hit save somewhere?
So at the bottom of, I'll click on this page again so you can see it. My apologies. At the bottom of the ordering page, there's just a save button or order button that creates the actual page itself.
Okay, I hadn't seen that. Okay, great.
So once you click that, it's bringing in all the information that we previously had there. So it's got the client information and logo, the address, and it's automatically created your URL vanity for that example, which we named the property WGAN example. So as I open that up, it starts with the standard logo in the top right-hand corner. It automatically has the measurement tool already and the branding bar. And it's also got the map integrated because it's pulling that from the information that we provided it before.
So these are all shortcuts to make the creation go that much faster.
That's correct. And that's how we provide it as a standard 3D tour in terms of the offering that we've got. But from here, this is when you can start adding different spaces and different multi-tours or deep link locations. So if we were to add a quick deep link location, we did it before, but we'll just add a quick one in the kitchen here just to make it complete. Clicking the U, copying that link in the top right-hand corner from Matterport, coming back into Captured here, clicking Adding Tour. We want to add an additional tour here. I'm just pasting in that link and calling it the kitchen, and just clicking Save in the bottom right-hand corner.
And I think to be fair to Captured, what you're showing within the one-page website does not have a highlights reel. That's what you're going to show tomorrow. And we're not waiting overnight. We're not going to bed waiting for the highlight reel, the snapshots to be pulled, the highlight reel to be created. But that's a feature that can be easily added to the workflow.
That's correct. Yeah. And if
we'll talk about that tomorrow on day 3.
Yep. And we'll go through that in much more depth and how that's all created and come through. So there's the link and the additional tours there. The branding, that we've already got everything turned on here quite easily. The video, I'll quickly pull in a YouTube video that I had here. So this is the video overlay. So this one sits on top of the virtual tour. And I can just paste that in there. We can choose it to be either mini or full screen. We've seen a couple of mini examples today, so I might just set this one to the full screen option for now and just confirming that. So now once I refresh this page, hopefully it's on mute, perfect. The video will play beforehand. You can always close video as well. It's always an option, or watch it running through. If I quickly close this video.
So essentially the video becomes, when it's set to full screen, the hero image.
Correct.
And that hero image can either be at the top and photos at the bottom, or it can be at the bottom and photos at the top.
That's correct. And then the URL parameters and the password protect, which we went through before, are all available as soon as you've put in the pasting. Now, for completeness for the one-page website, so that was just the virtual tour overlay. We obviously do need to add a couple pieces of content to make it fully complete. So the floor plans, we're mentioning before, you can either order a floor plan, and this will happen overnight, or you can upload one that you already have or have created yourself. So I'll just quickly upload a floor plan here. Which one shall we put? Perfect. Fantastic. That will automatically get pulled through. Apologies, Australian internet can sometimes be quite slow, but there we go. And it's all there and available. The last part that we need to do is just fill out a few pieces of information for the property to just have an overall view of the space. So I'll quickly go back to show you what I've clicked on there. Apologies. So in the property information, there's an edit button. By clicking the edit button, you're taken inside. So the first thing here is it's asking you to put in an agent's details or a realtor's details. Very similarly, you can add someone that's already there, or we can add a new one. So I'll pretend to add myself in this instance. I am the director, my email address. And my mobile number. And then just adding a photo of myself. My real estate headshot looks a lot like me, we say. That's all gone through, and then creating the agent. Fantastic. So that's all gone through there. And just including the bedrooms and bathrooms. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom property with 1 car space, and it's selling for $1 million. That's how much property is getting for in Australia at the moment. We have just selecting the industry here. So it is a real estate. The other options are commercial real estate, engineering and construction, insurance, hospitality, and accommodation. What this does is it actually changes the information that's put on the one-page website and makes it context relevant to the industry that you're providing this for. The property type is a house. And we can put this in square feet, and let's call it 2,670 feet. And a property description. So this is how you would sell your property. I did grab a quick blurb from a real estate website beforehand, just so I didn't have to write something in advance. But you can get as creative as possible as here. And this is the text that gets put on the one-page website to really sell the property. And then just by clicking the save button in the bottom right-hand corner, we've now got all that information stored within this property and ready to be displayed in the one-page website. The last piece here as well, as I've put in the Matterport virtual tour, we've actually pulled in the images from the Matterport workshop as it stands. So we did nothing here. This automatically gets pulled through. So if I click on Matterport, you'll see these are the images that are exactly the same as the images in here that have been taken. So we're just grabbing these and bringing them into Captured when you bring in the URL to just create more efficiency so you don't have to bring in each photo individually or as a folder. So we can turn some of these off if we don't think that they would look the best in the photo reel. So I might just turn a couple of these off just by clicking in this top left-hand corner. It says turn photo to private. There we go. And you'll see that they're no longer in the published section, which is where the photos get pulled for the one-page website. So now just quickly going through what we've completed here, we've brought in the Matterport virtual tour. It's created the virtual tour overlay. We've added a deep link for the kitchen in this example. We've also added a video overlay, which is full screen. I'll change this to mini now, just for the completeness of it. We've added the property information of the house, so the bedrooms, the bathroom. We also added the realtor in this section as well. We uploaded our own floor plan, and the photos have been brought in from Matterport.
I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
So the last part here is just turning this to public, just so it's publicly accessible. So by turning it on, I confirm that the one-page website is available. And now, just like that, we have all the information that we provided. So these are the images that have been pulled in from Matterport. I think I turned off some of the good photos and left the bad photos by accident. The information that we put here, so the property title, which we set as WGAN example, the property price, and all of this information that we put in the space on the left-hand side. We have the floor plan that we uploaded. The map information is getting pulled from the address. And at the bottom, we've got the the virtual tour overlay with my fantastic photo and my contact details all ready to go. And in the left-hand side, we have the deep link and map as well. So if I clicked on the deep link, there we go to the kitchen and the map, which we've shown a couple of times as well.
Easy peasy.
It is that easy, Dan.
So, Stephen, I'm confused. So when I get home and my tour is processing, do I need to wait for the tour to finish processing in order to copy and paste the link into Captured?
So you can bring the link in early if you would like, but what that's going to do is it's not going to bring in any of the information that may have been worked on by yourself or our production team, post-production team. So you can always work on this page, whether it's uploading any photos, putting any information in, but this link can be created at any time. But we recommend doing it once the post-production is completed. So we're bringing in the most up-to-date photos and that the URL is up to date.
So if I'm going to have Captured pull the snapshots, then I don't need to wait for that for Matterport.
Absolutely not. So if you're getting us to do the post-production, the snapshots and the highlight reel, once it's all uploaded, we're notified. And then we go into the My Matterport backend, do all the work that we need to do, and we bring the URL into Captured for you so that when you wake up in the morning, this is what you're seeing, and you're seeing all this information completed.
So I'm still a little bit hazy on this. So I upload the model to my Matterport cloud account. The model is processing. Is the link available to make it public and copy it even though it has not been processed yet?
I believe the link is possible to copy when it's not being processed, but there's not much purpose of doing it because there's no content that can be pulled through at that point. So
well, what I'm trying to do is to say, okay, I want to set this in motion. I got social plans. I want to get the model processed starting by 6 o'clock at night, but I feel like I want to go out at night with my wife, and I don't want to wait for something to complete processing. Is there a way for Captured to grab that link, or for me to provide that link, even though the model has not processed yet?
Yeah, so even if the model hasn't processed yet, there's two ways of pulling that link into Captured. You can grab it yourself, and that's just copying the available link if it is there and available. Or the second part is our post-production team is actually notified. So we have collaborators access on the account. So we are notified when the property is ready to be processed. So you can upload it, you can go out for your dinner and drinks. And while you're doing that, our team's doing all the back end work and bringing it in. So by the time that you're home or wake up in the morning, that will all be completed for you.
So the key word there was enabling Captured to be a collaborator on my Matterport account, and perhaps have the folder of where models are processed be the Matterport folder that I'm sharing with Captured, so that Captured is notified when the model finishes processing, and then you can begin the magic, and presumably I can already begin setting up this page. I know we're going to do some of this tomorrow, but I could already say, yes, I want floor plans. Yes, I want photos edited, etc. So I've already set everything into motion, leveraging the Matterport collaborator status for Captured.
That's correct.
Cool.
Yeah.
So even though my model's not yet finished processing, I can leave the office and I'm done.
You are done. Correct.
And then I'm going to wake up in the morning, and everything that you've just showed us to create both an overlay or skin, either way that you want to call that, and the one-page website is ready typically the next morning. As I walk into the office, it's ready for me.
That's correct.
So I still have some work to do. I need to put in, it's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, $1 million property. I've needed to select the agent, the company, and set my defaults of what I want. But the heavy lifting is actually done by Captured while I'm sleeping.
That's correct. So the way you can think about it, everything on the right-hand side, so the content panel here, all of this is done, all the heavy lifting is done by us overnight. And then all you'll need to do is add the finer details in the property information here on the left-hand side.
And even that, if I'm shooting for the same client over and over again, then I'm just picking the client to insert. I'm not having to create the client each time, because it already, in fact, if you go back over to the Captured menu on the left and you click on clients, these are the default clients that happen to be in this particular account. But presumably I'd have a long list of clients, logos, brand colors, and all I'm doing is going, oh yes, that's the same agent. Let's pick that one.
Correct. And the same thing with the agents as you've mentioned. So the example that I just put through before, that's just sitting right up here.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Did you want to show us a variation? You showed us a real estate one-page website. Do you want to show us a variation of maybe what an industrial one-page website looks like, and maybe there's a little bit of what you did differently on the back end to enable that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess a lot of what is different within the industrial and the real estate is the purpose behind the 3D tour. So the multi-tour in this example is actually being used as a timestamp through a construction phase. So you can see different times that the property has been scanned, all date ranged. So on that virtual tour, if I click and open that, I'll just remove the other ones here. In the sidebar, we have all of the different 3D tours along a different timeline. Everything else remains the same though, in this example. With the one-page website, however, as I come down to the bottom here, as we showed before, by clicking options, you have various different templates. So this has been clicked on the industrial one-page website. And when you click that, you actually get more options that open up. So things that are more relevant to these industries, which include things like job IDs and potentially providing PDF reports. So this is actually an insurance report from that space, just simply uploaded, and then being able to add multiple URL links to, in this example, it's to Flickr pages or even a floor plan, and just being able to title them out And this can be completely customizable by the user. And by no means, just because it is an industrial one-page website, does that mean it needs to be used for insurance or engineering? We see a lot of our customers using this for real estate, just to be able to provide additional information as well. It's just the label that we've provided it. And
can you show us where that shows up on the one-page website, the industrial, the front, kind of the front end?
Yep. So in this example, the top of it is the virtual tour with the logos. You see the job ID, which is the slight difference. And rather than having a price, we've got the date at which this space was created. As we scroll down, this center lockup is very similar. We've got the information on the property, a map, and this is actually an RCP. So it's a reflective ceiling plan. So it's the reverse of a floor plan, something that Capture can also provide under request as well. As we scroll down, so here we have the report on the right-hand side. So this is what we uploaded as a PDF. I can click download, and it's just going to open up a PDF report. So it's a nice way to just store additional information. Some realtors use this to have rental applications in it, or even the sales documents involved. We've got the video here. So before the video was in that the photo reel, we've now got a section for the video to be on its own. So just another variation of that template there. And down here on the left-hand side, we have a variety of links, which will just take us to different websites. So these links could be back to the own agent's website, to other listings, to suburb information. But if I click on that, it's just going to be an image of some damage. And similarly to the bottom, we've got the damage space, just because it is an insurance one, with the photo highlight reel. And very similarly with the real estate one-page website, we've got the contact details always present at the bottom to call and email.
Now, can you take us back to the captured content management system for this particular property and back down to the where that video is inserted? So the video is being inserted the same way, it just shows up in a different place on that particular template.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to show us again what the options were on the templates?
Yep. So this example here is the industrial page, which we just went through. So that's got the additional reporting URLs and the video that's got its own section. The other one is the real estate virtual tour at the bottom. So that was the other example that we were showcasing this morning. And then the last one is the real estate with the virtual tour at the top. And I'll show you how that looks on the other example because it's set up to do so. I'll just close that. So quite easily, I've just clicked options there, moving the virtual tour to the top, click of a button, and then updating it. And just like magic, the virtual tour is moved to the top of the one-page website with all its functionality. And as I scroll down, we now have that lockup in the middle, which is the text, the floor plan, and the map. And at the bottom, we now have the photo reel. So this is the same photo reel that we had before. So the hero photos, and then also this is where the video is placed at the end as well. And as always, we've got the contact details and brandings at the bottom and the top.
And if you go back up to the top to the Matterport virtual tour, I think just one thing I'd point out is the one-page website opened up with the Matterport tour already launched without a play button. Again, that's one of those things in the captured content management system that you turned off having the play button. Maybe we just go back to the content management system one more time, look for that play button of in the URL parameters to see that that is set off. And if you click on the play button and then hit save.
So I believe it's actually the quick start that creates the
yeah, you had two things going on there. You had the quick start, so it pre-launched the tour, and also it didn't have a play button. So now you could still put the quick start on, hit the play button, then hit confirm, go back to the tour. And so I think what we're seeing here is everything that you can do with Matterport URL parameters, you can simply do them by turning them on or off at the toggle and change whether you have a play button or no play button, whether the tour preloads, doesn't preload, etc.
That's correct.
Cool. Was there anything else that you wanted to show us today on skins, on overlays, or one-page websites?
No, that was the extent of the virtual tour overlays and the one-page websites with the different templates. And we are always creating new templates and new options as well. And a lot of it's being fed in from our customers' requests. So our customers may ask for something, and we can usually bring that in pretty easily in those templates. So that's us for today.
All right, cool. But, before we wrap it up, I think I want to make a little pitch here to our viewers that if you are new to Matterport and you have angst regarding the back end post-production of everything that it takes to create a one-page website, then Captured can do that all for you while you sleep. And then if you are a successful Matterport service provider, or when you are a successful Matterport service provider, one of those things that's kind of going to be tugging at you is the more successful you are, the harder it is to get everything done. And if you really are going to, break out and be hugely successful, you need to outsource the things that you can. And I think Captured is an excellent example of a third-party service that's built around the Matterport ecosystem that enables a Matterport service provider or a Matterporter, let's call it a Matterporter, anyone that is doing Matterport, to be able to have an overlay skin, a one-page website, to have floor plans, site plans, photos edited, have the highlights reel created for you, to have the snapshots created for you, to have scans hidden for you. We haven't even talked about analytics yet, but to have a more robust analytics solution. All these things are things that are super time consuming on the part of a Matterport service provider to do. So the more you shoot, the more post-production that you have, and yet it's so easy to outsource all these things to Captured while you're sleeping. It really is quite remarkable. And if you're thinking about starting out with Matterport, it's really a great thing to begin the workflow. And I know we're going to talk about pricing on day 5, but I think it's suffice to say you can order things. First of all, Stephen has a super offer. Why don't you just talk about getting started?
Yeah, as we've mentioned before, we're so confident in the users getting the best out of our platform and making the most for them and their customers that we offer 5 complete property packs for every sign up. And in every property pack, you get your virtual tour overlay, your one-page website, post-production. You also get the floor plan included in that price as well. And you get 5 of those all just for signing up, absolutely for free. And we also have a special.
And you also get the free included is booking and scheduling, which is yet a whole nother module we're going to talk about. And then Captured has been kind enough to provide a special offer for We Get Around Network Forum members, that members of the We Get Around Network Forum get 6 free property packs instead of 5. And since it's totally free to join the We Get Around Network Forum, if you're not already a member, simply go to WGANForum.com, join the forum. You'll automatically get an email from me that has 50 plus membership benefits simply for joining the forum. And one of them is the info you need in order to get 6 free property packs instead of 5. And then separately for We Get Around Network Basic, Standard, and Premium members, our paid members, we have yet another offer, and those members can find that offer in the Welcome on Board letter. So I think and then in addition to, if you get through the 6 property packs I would imagine, Stephen, you feel that at that point, people are going to be hooked on how much more time people have back in their life, either to spend with their family, their friends, or to do whatever they want with their time, which may also include more time for business development and more time for scanning.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
can agree more.
I actually lost track of where I was going on that, but I think, suffice if you get through 6 and then you say, well, and again, we're going to talk about pricing on Friday, and there's subscriptions. You know, if you're not ready for a subscription, I think the thing that's really cool is that everything is available to you a la carte. You can simply, if you want it just for one more space, you can do that. And if you want everything, you can order everything for one property. And if you just want bookings and scheduling, you can do that. If you just want 2D schematic floor plans and site plans, you can order that a la carte. If you just want the photo editing, you can order that individually. So you can pay as you go. You don't have to commit to a subscription. And yet once you finally kind of pass that threshold where you've gone on that on-ramp to the super highway, and you're now you're doing a significant volume, that there are price breaks related to subscriptions. And we'll talk about that on Friday. So anyway, I wanted to say that to our audience, is that if you, to get to the next level, it's going to be really important for you to master the art of outsourcing everything that you possibly can, that someone else can do either as good as you or better than you. And if you value your time and they can do it at a fraction of the cost of your time is going to be better spent, certainly on business development and scanning. But if you just want that lifestyle of being able to compartmentalize your business life so you got time for friends and family, then Captured is that essential platform for just making your life. You'll succeed faster with Captured.
He's hoping.
So just to kind of tease what we got coming up on Wednesday's show, we're going to do, Stephen, you're going to do more on the back end. I think you're going to talk about the content management system related to.
We'll be speaking about the photos, the floor plan, and the post-production tomorrow.
That's on day 3. On day 4.
We're going to be looking at the booking and scheduling system, the notifications and reminder, the calendars, and also we're going to actually take a quick sneak peek into some of the features that are going to be coming out in the next couple of months, which we've got some really exciting ones coming forward there as well.
Cool. And then on day 5, Friday's show,
we're going to be diving into analytics and showing how that all comes together, but we're also going to do a real-time workflow to show you how efficient it is to actually go from uploading to delivering in real time. That's
cool. Stephen, thanks so much for joining me on the show today.
No problem. Thank you again.
Our guest today has been Stephen Kunis. He is the co-founder and chief operating officer of Foria. Foria is the parent company of Captured. We've been recording we're recording all this week, WGAN-TV Live at 5, Captured Training Week. If you missed any portion, we'll post this show by tomorrow, Wednesday, August 14th in the We Get Around Network Forum. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, join us in the We Get Around Network Forum, WGANForum.com. Feel free to post your questions there, and Stephen and his team will be happy to answer them if we haven't answered them already on the show. So Stephen in Melbourne, and I'm Dan in Atlanta for WGAN TV. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.